I am just back from the post office where I did pick up this parcel for me, of course. So yes, it is a parcel from the old Dart. There is a stamp with some notified to me Queen. Postage was 4 British pounds. So before I open the box, about the box itself, I will try to peel this sticker. No, this does not give any result, but here at the back, at the side, we have a sticker with 5 UC numbers, modification kit, numbers of parts, probably 1 off, 1 off, 1 off, 1 off, 4 off. So it is not about the content, it is something else. We have a very old school sticker here with a reception date of 1st March 1994, and I guess the most interesting one will be the one at the back, because we have a date of April 91, method defense standard something, packed by operator 22 and Lucas Aerospace Limited. So it was probably some kind of aircraft part which was in this box. Here is my eBay account, by the way, and surely enough it is an aircraft part from Lockheed 1011, and it is a part I wanted to have a long time ago, and it was 1 British pound. Oh, there is some extra bags as presents, always nice, a lot of them actually, so it will be handy. And it looks like they are parts, bags from maybe for aircraft parts. Interesting. So about the item itself, here it is in the correct orientation. Maybe it will be better. Yes, at least I have one of these little control panels you have on the armrest on in older passenger aircraft, not the fancy new ones with entertainment screen, but the only one with ones with only audio entertainment. So I wanted it for a long time. So I do not know if what we will have inside as electronics. So I will zoom for you on the sticker. So it is written electrostatic sensitive devices, date code of February 1990, and it is a passenger control unit, serial number 000006, guys. Wow, one of the first ones ever made, quite amazing. Here is the model number for you. And we have this little panel with probably a LED display, a jack for the headphones, the fastener here to the armrest, and 5 screws to undo. But it seems I need to undo this one also, and it will be quite a pain. But well, we will do it. So first I will clean it a little bit and I will be right back. Oh, in fact I can clean it and speak to you at the same time. So the seller, I will link his eBay store in the video description, has a lot of random cheap aircraft parts, from bolts, push buttons, access panels, anything. In fact, very random selection of aircraft parts. He has in permanently 50 or 70 items for sale. and the prices are usually quite affordable. This one was 1 British pound. So it is worth checking, and I did just win another auction from him for an aircraft instrument, and it was also 1 British pound with a little more shipping because it is more heavy, but it will be the next in the next video in a 2 weeks probably, something like this. This one took 1 week to arrive. It is not too bad, but it is not far also. So it seems it is a company specialized in breaking aircraft maybe and selling parts, because he says in the aircraft, in the eBay homepage, he also buys parts. Okay, it is a little bit better. So to take this part, first I need to remove this screw in here, which seems to be passing through the cover. So let me grab a box for the screw. I need, what do I need? I need an Allen thing. No, this is too big. So it seems to be very Japanese made, this part, this thing. And actually, yes, made in Japan. So actually, oh, the sticker is a little bit loose. I will probably secure it with a little bit of adhesive tape. Actually, it will be, I believe, my first Japan-made aircraft part, because I do not think I have any one. So here we have a little nut. It must be maybe 5 millimeters. Yes. So at least it is a metric hardware. Oh, what did I say? No. My Allen wrench does not fit. Only enough. And this one, of course, will be too big. Yes. Interesting. So, it is not metric. Quite well, because in fact, excuse me, I am searching for something. Where is it? It is the problem when you have too many drawers with tools. You don't find your stuff at all. Up. I will try with this. No, it is also too big. Okay. Ah, maybe I have here a set of Imperial Allen keys. They are smaller ones, but and it is still turning in the thing. Very weird. Ah, at least. Okay. So I do not know the size of this one, but it is weird because the nut itself is seems to be a metric size. And no, it looks like it is, yes, it is Imperial thread on the screw here. So there is a little retention clip for attaching the panel. And here we are with this piece. I now can clean better back here, like so. So since the first time I have been in an airliner, I wanted one of these panels. So maybe not exactly this model I wanted, but quite same kind of looking thing. And now I can try to find a matching screwdriver tip. Maybe this one. And we can have a look into this thing. Yes. So of course here we have metric screws. Very regular Japanese screws, by the way. You could find in a video cassette recorder or anything. Yes, I need to secure this sticker because it is a nice sticker, but it is coming loose. But with this kind of serial number, you really do not want to lose the sticker. Almost the first one of the batch, guys. Quite amazing. Okay, the screws are loose. Oh no, here we are. So we have the front panel with brass inserts and the little tactile switch. And here is what we have inside. Here the jack plug. So usually in aircraft the jacks are dual jacks. You have two, and here you have only one. It is quite unusual, this thing. There is some crap behind the jack. I will clean it immediately. Not sure if this thing was used or not. It does not seem terribly worn. Maybe a little bit here. And we have a set of push buttons, as you can see. And it seems they have built-in backlight. Yes. LEDs probably. In fact, I could test one with my component tester. On the rear side, we have only one IC made by NEC. I think you will be able to read here the model number like this, and a bunch of surface mount parts. Okay, a quartz resonator here, and it is all, in fact, just the two little LED displays here for to display your channel. So as expected, there is not much in it. It is more for the interest of collecting it. So I will try to test one of these diodes with my component tester. It should light up. Yes, very faintly it did light up. Maybe if I cut my light, the red light, you will see better. No, excuse me. They are detected like two diodes in reverse. Two parallel reverse diodes. Interesting. Don't know why you should do it. Well, LEDs even. You see, it lights faintly here in orange. So there should be an orange backlight on this thing. Quite interesting. Few seconds for the white balance, maybe. Okay. So quite a neat little find. In fact, happy with it, as it was really not expensive, and it is always nice to have this kind of little parts. But now it looks like I will really be annoyed with this jack plug. Oh, maybe no. Okay, it was easy enough. It will just press fit, in fact, and it will keep the plug in place. So we have orange backlight and a green LED display here. So it should be possible to retro-engineer this thing. In fact, we have a 5-pin connector, so I guess there must be some kind of a serial communication protocol. Yes, probably not very difficult, but in fact I didn't forget you have your stereo audio, and it is wired directly to the output cable, so it will leave you only 3 other wires, counting you have 1 ground and 1 power supply. It seems a little bit low of a count. Not sure how you could get your buttons information in one way and get the display of your or maybe this is autonomously set. In fact, the microcontroller in this display what it is sending back, and so you do have no bidirectional information. You have only one output data stream. It should be this. So probably we have a 5-volt supply in this, on the series data stream. I think I could, if I can figure out the ground, the left and right, it will leave me with 2 other pins to figure out, and I should be able to power it maybe. But it will probably be for another video. Not today, but probably a nice little project to do someday. Just power the thing and try to have it working. So it is time to reassemble this thing with the little Japanese screws. Yes, must be my first ever Japanese made aircraft part, although I was not expecting it to be Japanese. I was expecting something from Rockwell Collins or something like this. Hughes or such a US company, but not. So it is said this is from the Lockheed 1011, so maybe there were Matsushita was contracting for the entertainment system back in the time for this aircraft. Or it was part of a retrofit kit, probably, maybe also, possibly. Okay, just need to reinstall this locking mechanism. Little spring, little metal piece, and the nut to secure it. Okay, each time I am in an aircraft, I am looking for the ways to take apart the stuff, which is probably not a good idea when you are in flight. Okay, so I am quite happy with this little device, and maybe I will make someday a follow-up video in which I try to power it on. Thanks for watching, bye bye.